What we have here is an example on both abstract classes and abstract method. Now, first off, both abstract classes cannot be declared in the public, as we can see here, and rather first requires a class to extend to, as donut order extends to donut, as you can see here. And donut order is called upon in the main class for later use. Now abstract methods are vital to every other class orders, and therefore they must be added if they must be added in every other classes to be legitimate, as removal of them will cause an error. Abstract, as we can see here, donut order is not abstract and does not override abstract method chocolate in donut. Adding that adding back in, Adding that back makes it perfectly legitimate again. Now what I have here is a for loop, make so that each one can be called. O the chocolate refers to the fact donut order is called upon when dealt with O. And chocolates is the flavor, as we can see here. Hmm.
This is odd.
A, a chocolate donut is being baked for you, as we can see here in public class. While pressing H, a donut or a donut is a type of food made from leaf and flour dough, and E. That is my demonstration. This is the interface. An interface is basically a set of guidelines for future classes, such as this. You have void change gear here, void speed up, and void apply brakes. All of them are abstract methods, and all of them must show up here in a class that implements vehicle at the former interface vehicle here. As we can see, change gear, speed up, and apply brakes being present. All of them must be here, or otherwise they would be red. Bicycle is not an abstract and does not override abstract method. Apply brakes, as you can see. Override is added just to tell the code word in that the attribute is from abstract is from interface. And here's an example. Bicycle, the class bicycle is called bicycle, and if we run it, free speed gear 2. But if we apply brakes, speed 2 gear 2, speed 2 gear 3. That is my understanding of interface, a guideline of values and methods. Thank you. Now, here is an example of polymorphism. What does polymorphism do? Well, it establishes that the class animal is basically a default, so to speak, default class. Uh, so first off, class pig extends to animal, but it also has a public void called animal sound. And instead of this, it will instead print out this. Same goes for dog. It extends to animal, but since it has its own animal sound void, it prints out this instead. Now here is unknown, but it still extends to animal. Here it's declared that the class animal is called my animal. Animal, my pig is equal to pig. Same goes for dog, and same goes for the unknown. Now if we call them, animal, my animal makes a sound, animal sound. The animal makes a sound. The same code is applied to here, but instead of the animal makes a sound, it says the pig says oink oink, as it details here, and the dog says arf arf, as detailed here. But unknown has nothing inside it. What happens? Well, it says the animal makes a sound instead rather than a default. Thank you very much. Inheritance is one of the useful features of OOPs. It allows the class to use properties and methods of another class. The new class that is created known as a subclass, child, or derived class. The existing class from where a child class is derived from is known as a superclass. also known as a parent or base class. As you can see here, we have class format, and inside are addition and subtraction. Using the extends keywords, inheritance inherit the contents of the format class. This gives inheritance access to variable z and method addition and subtraction. You can see here. Now over here, we can see that inheritance is called upon and as calculate, and because it extends to format and addition is a child class of format, we can easily access it as you can see here. There is little to no code rather than comments, but they are called upon from format here. The process of defining multiple constructors of the same class is referred to as constructor overloading. The two constructors, text sample and text sample in here, as we can see here. Next num. In other words, constructors overloading in Java is a technique that enables a single class to have more than one constructor that varies by a list of arguments passed. Each overloaded constructor is used to perform different tasks in class. However, each constructor should have a different signature or input parameters. As we can, where is it? Here. The Java compiler identifies overloaded constructors on the basis of their parameter lists, parameter types, and the number of input parameters. Hence, the constructors that are overloaded should have different names and parameter types. As we can see here, test example 1, the first constructor, has a test number of 50. Whereas the second constructor, test example, which has int num in it, has this. This is used for calling the default constructor from the parameterized constructor. It should always be the first statement inside the constructor body as well. And it also has a new num. So let's test num from here. Get test num and get num new num is used to is for the outputs to get the value from the first and second constructor. Get test num returns test num over there, new num over there. So this should be 50. So line 65 is the line that gives input for the second constructor, also known as test example int next num. So 19, 50, which is the test num over here in test example called upon, plus new num, and then new num is get new num is called upon. So this is the text sample. The two print both the value initialized from the first and second and the value that was returned after the second comparison.